Just got off working a 12-hour shift back in my safe cave. Wanted to share some stuff about sharpening stones and where I'm going and what I'm into these days. I'll get to this in a second. I've been lapping with silicone carbide powder lately. You can get it in 120 grit, 220 grit, any grit you want. But it's like $5 plus a pound on some online manufacturers. It's cheap. So what do you lap it on? Well, I have this granite inspection plate. This is the actual true surface. The back had like some saw marks when it was cut. The silicone carbide powder will wear it down. So I was just using a rag on my old and dirty bench top. And I finally found the right little tray for it. And you know, this is just splash a little water. Normally I'd pick this with something else, but Dad does, yeah. This looks like an India stone. It's not. It's very heavy and dense. We're going to get into evaluating what kind of stones you have by using specific gravity, which is mostly useful for novaculites like washitas and hard and soft arcs, which this is in a class with. This actually has a specific gravity of 2.6, which is as hard as a black surgical arc in my opinion. So what is it? I've asked my friends and people that know, and no one knows. So years ago I got into the rabbit hole of studying natural stones, and Jim Hendricks recommended this book, Natural 19th and Early 20th Century Sharpening Stones and Hones, joint publication of the Tool and Trades History Society, THATS, Trade and Traditional Tools Australia. That's their logo. But this is the only reference material I have. And they've got all these pictures of under microscope. They've got a discussion of the chemical XRD examination of what the elements were. Mostly you're going to find a lot of alpha quartz, feldspars, albite, mica, chlorite, etc., etc. They got all these known examples that they looked at, methods of manufacturers, historical known quarries, and they'll advertise in the back, then all these color charts. It's a great reference material. So I have my diamond plates. I love and adore them. But if you want to lap like Arkansas's, they're really hard. They'll wear your diamond plates down. And this silicone carbide powder is really nice. So here's an example of a little bit of my collection. In this little box right here, I have every known novaculite that I own. And I plan on putting this to the test. I'm going to weigh specific gravities, evaluate them for hardness. Like this is an antique washita. This is a newer washita that's used. Another antique washita. Here's a mitten box, soft Arkansas washita and a hard Arkansas. This I believe is surgical black. This is a labeled Norton surgical black. Washita, you know. New washita, hard. Actually, that's probably a hard arc soft. Called number 2, but here's an unused modern mine vintage washita versus the old. And I kind of look forward to putting them to the paces and testing them out. So that'll be coming to a YouTube channel, you know where, in the next week or two. And the last thing I'll share are all the other natural stones that I own. Yeah, there might be one exception here. We'll put that one aside. These are all natural stones. Some of them I know what they are, some of them I don't. There's a razor hone or two, so I really enjoy messing around with them. I almost forgot. Arkansas stones have a specific gravity weighing between, don't quote me, but like 2.2 and 2.6 roughly. And there's a very quick way that you can measure for a specific gravity of your stones. And I'll explain to you very simply. You take a stone. This one I know weighs 2.6 because I did it last night. Weighs in at 1 pound 6 ounces, so that is going to be 22. 16 plus 6, 22.4 ounces, dry weight. Then you're going to get some water. And you can't just put it in the water, you have to suspend it. So for example, I did this the other night and I tear out my scale with some water. I wrap some blue tape around it. But this will probably work just as well with my fingers. And I get 9.4 ounces. The other night I got 8.6, honestly, with the tape. My fingers might be adding to it. So we'll call it 8.6. You divide that. 22.4 ounces divided 8.6, and it was exactly 2.6. That's the specific gravity. That is a dense stone. I don't know of any stones that are used in sharpening that are higher than a surgical black Arkansas, etc. And I don't know amongst some of my friends and acquaintances that have evaluated all manner of natural sharpening stones that anyone cares other than evaluating Arkansas. So I've started cataloging a handful of some of them, and I aim to keep cataloging. Is it going to be useful in the long run? Maybe. Maybe not. We'll find out. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching.